Hi everyone, it's Kelly here from Spiritual Awakening Signs, and I thought I'd do a quick video because I wanted to talk about how I spiritually awakened without losing my mind. Now, it was a close call, I will say that, and I'm sure a lot of you listening will also resonate with that. It's not an easy process to go through. So I wanted to talk about a few different things. I'm going to share my own experience of spiritual awakening, some of the difficulties that I went through, and I would love to hear if you guys resonate with some of those challenges. I'm also going to talk about the little known solution to ground your energies, what grounded my energies finally after years of being ungrounded, not being able to get my symptoms and the challenges of awakening settled, and how it drastically improved my worst symptoms. So, we're going to talk about that and how to apply it to your own spiritual awakening to really get relief. So, we're going to go into all of that. So, initially, I went through spiritual awakening and it hit like a hammer. It was absolutely, for me, not everyone goes through something that's as instant, although do let me know below if yours was instant or a bit of a kind of slower moving process. Mine was absolutely instant, and when a spiritual awakening began, it really was something that I thought, this is really tough. This is really overwhelming. I don't understand what I'm experiencing. My emotions were all over the place. I was totally ungrounded. Nothing I did would ground my energies. I tried crystals, I tried incense, I tried essential oils, I tried meditation, I tried energy heal. Nothing I tried would ground my energies. In fact, most things seemed to make it actually feel worse, which I thought was really strange at the time. I now understand why. And I just felt completely overwhelmed. I felt really super sensitive and I didn't want to be around people anymore. I was having weird dreams, and then there was a lot of time where I wasn't sleeping at all. Everything was just upside down. And a lot of the sort of spiritual experiences I was having were kind of just in and out. They weren't really something that I could rely on. So sometimes I would have this intuition, but there would be too much information coming in and it would be confusing. And you start getting things wrong and you doubt your intuition, and other times you get it right. It's really confusing. Other times it would cut out, there was nothing there. So it really was an experience where I felt lost at sea. I really didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to make it better. It was incredibly difficult. And I know that a lot of you, because you've been telling me, are going through the same thing in your own awakening. So I think it's important to talk about how I got through it because it might give you some sort of template to hold on to, okay? Because it can get better. I really mean that. It can get better, okay? I can see some people are joining us live. If you have, please say hello, tell us who you are and where you're from, and thanks a lot for watching. So I went on like this for years. It took about, I would say, 4 years of really going through what I would class as dark night of the soul. Every single day is just devastatingly difficult to get through, and you've got so many ups and downs. Don't know. You just don't know what to do. You don't know what side's up. And then I came across this option. I got an email, I think it was, to go to a therapy swap day. So this is where they take, a lot of holistic energy healers and a lot of people that do different therapies, and they bring you all together, and you choose a partner, and you do a therapy for them, they do a therapy for you. And I thought that'll be good. I'll go and get some clearing. I'm not doing so good. I could be doing with some help, and it'll let me do some healing for someone else. And I got teamed up with this lady who read my energy. She tuned in, she intuitively read my energy, and the first thing she said was, "Oh, you're completely ungrounded." I thought, yeah. She said, "Your energies don't know how to ground," which I thought was an odd thing to do. She said, "Let's show them how." And she did an energy download. Energy download is a command or a teaching that you bring into the soul's energy to kind of show it how to do what it can't do, show it how to do what it doesn't know how to do, and change its point of attraction. So she brought this download in and she taught my energies how to be grounded, what it is and what it means, what it feels like to be grounded, that it's safe to be grounded. And she just made that command. And I sat with it for about a minute or two, and I just knew I felt different. It kind of, the only way I can describe it is it kind of felt like being like this for 4 years and then going, oh. It was like my whole body breathed out after years of holding my breath. It was the weirdest experience. It was the first time in 4 years that I felt safe. It was the first time in 4 years that I felt grounded. I could feel it. It's like something had been missing the whole time and suddenly it was just there. And I was amazed. I couldn't believe that that was what it was like. So it was a really, really special thing when I went through that. And so it kind of took us to the next step. It was like, okay, I've found something that works. What do I do now? And I did the only thing that I could do. I started using them all the time. I started looking for what my system needed, what energetic supports it needed to be put in place for me to, work my way through my spiritual awakening, to survive my spiritual awakening. And that's exactly what I did. I started doing those downloads every day, and within about 2 weeks, all of my spiritual awakening, really difficult experiences, all of my spiritual awakening symptoms reduced drastically. Absolutely drastically. It was incredible. I'd never experienced anything like it. Don't think I ever will again. It was such a dramatic change, and I couldn't believe it all came from these tiny little downloads. But the reason that it worked was because they address the energy, the problem with the energy when you're going through spiritual awakening. If you don't address the energy, what you're going to find is that the mind starts to really struggle. The mind can't keep up with a process as intense as spiritual awakening. There's too many changes moving too fast. And what you find is that the mind starts to really get distressed and really struggle to keep up. And that's when we start to feel like we can't cope, we can't go on, we're not going to make it. Okay, you need to move out of that energy, and the key to doing that is grounding. But what you'll probably find, if you're anything like me, is that grounding with the sort of traditional things that we use spiritually just doesn't seem to work anymore. And let me know if you've had that experience. You're using all the crystals that are for grounding, you're using essential oils, maybe you're meditating, maybe you're using, like tones and frequencies that are supposed to ground you, maybe you're out walking in nature. Nothing works. It's the weirdest thing. What you find is when your Kundalini is activated, you become even more ungrounded and you're confused. It's like, I don't know why it's worse. I don't understand why it feels worse. The more ungrounded you get, the more anxious you get, the more your emotions are impacted and really intense, and the more nervous and worried you feel. It all becomes a big mess. Okay, but the key to this, like I said, is energy downloads. Energy downloads will ground your energy where nothing else will. And that's what really makes the difference. That's what really takes you from my weakness is a mess, I don't know what to do, to really being anchored, really feeling safe and secure and present. Because that's what awakening is all about. It's about really being able to be present in the moment and being able to find a calmness within that wasn't there before. Now, first, you're going to go through all the turmoil, your soul has to clear out. But if you can put those downloads in place, you're going to teach your energies how to move through the spiritual awakening process. You're going to teach your energies how to process the high frequency awakening energies. Once they know how to do that, you don't need to use crystals. You don't need to use essential oils. You don't need to do particular practices unless you want to. I still wear crystals. But you don't have to unless you want to. It's a state of just your system's always grounded. It's a completely different thing. Okay? I can see some of you are watching this live. Please do say hello. Let us know who you are and where you're from. And thanks a lot for joining us. We really appreciate it. And of course, let us know if any of this is resonating. So with that in mind, the energies have been particularly high frequency recently. I don't know if you've noticed it. It's been really, really high frequency. And we had a period just about a month ago where things were feeling actually quite positive energetically. It was something that we could handle. It's now gotten that little bit higher and it's becoming more volatile. It's becoming more challenging on the body, on the mind, and on the energies. And we're all being affected by it in different ways. But one thing for sure is that those high frequency energies can make your spiritual awakening feel much, much rougher, much more difficult, much more intense. Okay, so I decided to do a little bit of a reprieve from the pressure. And we are having a sale until the end of August, only until the end of August. And it's the Grounded Awakening System is available. It's for sale. We've got a little offer for you that I think you'll love. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it. It is the all access program that I created that includes our legendary Grounded Awakenings course, which is a 7-day course of energy healing meditations to specifically reduce and ease even the most challenging spiritual awakening symptoms and ground your energies fully. This is where you're going to teach your energies how to do that, just like I was talking a moment ago. And it's also got some key supports for the awakening process in one really powerful package. So I'm going to talk about what's included. And we're going to work our way through it just so that you can understand what there is, because it really is the course for spiritual awakening. If you're finding it a little bit difficult, if you're finding it really difficult, this is where it be, and I'll be there. Okay. So you've got the Grounded Awakening system, which will help you spiritually awaken without the drama. That's the 7-day course. That's the main bulk of the course that you're going to use, the program. Then it comes with a lot of different additional courses. It's everything you could possibly need. So we've got Unfrazzle Your Energies, Calm Your Body course, and that is practical, down-to-earth strategies that will soothe even the most hyper spiritual awakening energies with tried and tested techniques that actually work. That's really all about adding more grounding. Tried and tested techniques that are going to ground you. And this is from my own awakening and working with clients over the years, because the stuff that everyone else is using doesn't work for us. We need to have a different approach. That's where you're going to find it. We've also got the Spiritual Shield Energy Protector. So it's an energy healing that's going to invoke a spiritual shield to cleanse bad vibes, to protect your energies from drama and other people's moods, conflicts, or energies. So making sure other people's stuff is not being absorbed by your energy and it's not affecting you. Then we've got the Darkness Dissolving Blueprint. So this is an energy healing meditation that dissolves dark energies that might have interfered with your higher positive timeline. And it actively trains your energies back into higher frequency alignment and sets the higher vibrational energy state as a habit. It keeps it there long term. It's about really changing where your energy usually resides. It might be a lower vibration, taking it into something higher and keeping it there, showing your energies how to maintain that. Then we've also got one of my favourites, the Emotional Regulation Method. So it's a course to clear intense negative emotional reactions when they strike within minutes. Okay, it's going to increase your emotional equilibrium and it's going to clear your energy at the same time. So it includes a lot of copy me videos of a very simple energy healing technique that's going to help you calm your awakening instantly. So if you get a lot of anxiety, if you find your emotions are up and down, that's the extra bonus that you're going to want to be utilising, because you'll use it every day. It's really, really helpful. Then we've also got a twice a month VIP client spiritual awakening Q&A coaching call. So I'm going to be giving concrete answers to any sort of spiritual awakening questions, worries, difficulties or concerns that you might have, to help you to feel more secure and safe and supported. You can't get this level of specialised expertise and uniquely tailored advice for the spiritual awakening process anywhere else. I can guarantee you of that. And then, of course, my other little favourite, which is our course community of fellow awakening souls. You get 24/7 access to a community of current students of the Grounded Awakenings programme who are grounding their awakenings while spiritually growing as well. And you can ask any of our most successful members anything at all about improving or ascending on their spiritual awakening journey, and they will be more than happy to talk to you about that. It just gives you that little bit of camaraderie when you're trying to move through the process, because it's very isolating. Now, the question isn't if you'll be able to transform your spiritual awakening process, it's how quickly you're going to be able to do it with this program. Without a doubt, this is the most effective program that I think we've ever created. And if you're going through a spiritual awakening, it is crazy not to be in here. Okay. Now we are doing a coupon code right now for $500 off the course. If you use the code 500 off, and if you're not sure, you can get it in the description below, you can unlock absolutely everything that I've just described today. You can get started right away, and it's only until the end of August. The offer is only available to the end of August. This Grounded Awakening system is on sale. So remember, use that coupon code 500 off at the checkout, and I will see you in there. So take a little look at the link below and see if it resonates with you. And remember, it's only available for 2 more days. So go and have a little look and see if it fits with you and your awakening. And thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions or anything you want to talk about with your spiritual awakening, just drop us a comment below and I'll be happy to chat to you. Thanks so much. Have a great day.